Hello everyone, this is Swiss Army Tenor on YouTube, and I would like to bring to you today 3 deck reviews after a long hiatus. First one will be the Bicycle Dragonback deck. The second will be the Gold Arcane deck, the rare and somewhat sought-after Gold Arcane deck. And the last deck will be the Bicycle New Fan deck, a Kenneth Zock production, but we'll go into that just a little bit later. To start off with, this is the Bicycle Dragonback deck. Again, I think it is a very, very interesting deck of cards, particularly due to the back design. Let me just show you. Again, I think, again, my opinion, but I think it is a beautifully designed back. I love the color. There are 3 colors, black, red, actually 4. Black, red, kind of a blue, and then a gold highlight. Again, just lovely, lovely, lovely back design. In fact, so lovely that I had a magician take the blue version of the deck, and I had him make me red-blue double backer. Again, wonderful for some brainwave type effects. Again, the contrast I think is just gorgeous. If you're a magician or a non-magician, this is a deck I think you will be very happy with. The cards, again, very good quality. They're not the thickest stock, but they're not the thinnest either. They spread well. They behave in every way that you would want a deck like this to behave. They fan well. Again, a very, very nice deck of cards. I think one of the only things that you will find different about these cards from standard Bicycle cards, other than the back design of course, is the color of the pips. I'm not sure how well you can see this here, but the red pips for the hearts and the diamonds are sort of a darker red, more along the lines of a maroon. If that doesn't matter to you, then you certainly won't mind having this deck. If it does, then you will not like this deck at all. So just a darker red on the design. You do get a couple of jokers, which I have to admit, I do not like this style joker very much. Perhaps just a bit too cartoony. Perhaps it's just not what I'm used to. I just, for some reason, don't like all the colors on it. I don't find it an attractive joker. Much prefer the standard black and white, but your mileage may vary, and it's a joker, so it really doesn't matter that much. You also get a double back card. I don't think mine is in the deck. In fact, I've replaced it with the red-blue double backer that I had made for me, but you do get a double back card. So again, very, very, very lovely, lovely back design on this deck of cards. Very functional, works well, and I think if you make a purchase, you'll enjoy them very much. The next deck I'd like to present is the famous and sought-after Gold Arcane deck. Again, I got this as a result of a premium on an order that I'd placed, a magic order that I'd placed, and you know, of course, with them being so rare and being so expensive, you know, I wondered what the fuss was all about. The pictures that I saw of them on the internet looked very, very pretty. I loved the gold and the black together. Now, pictures are one thing, reality is often another, and unfortunately, that's what I found out with this deck. Let me go ahead and just show you the back design, which is on the card box. This, I think, is the best feature of the deck, is the back design. It is just gorgeous. I love it. Very much different from from most other card decks that you'll find. I also own the standard gold, beg your pardon, standard black and white Arcane decks. I think my favorite is the white. No, I take that back. I think my favorite back design of the 3 for the color schemes is on the gold, this gold Arcane deck. I think the back design on here is the prettiest because it also has the gold highlights, followed by the white Arcane deck, and then followed by the standard black Arcane deck. But I do not care for this deck of cards very much, and here's why. By the way, you get advertising card, the standard double backer that comes with most of these, the Joker, which is quite interesting. I hope you can get a good view of that. Again, I do like what many of the card dealers are doing with the Jokers these days. They're being very creative, and it's fun to see what they come up with. Unfortunately, when you spread the cards, this is what you see. The corner pips, again, like the standard Arcane decks, with black and white, the corner pips, the white fades into the black on the corners, and it's okay, you can see them. With the gold, it is so faded. The gold fading into the black, or the black fading into the gold, whichever you prefer. It just doesn't work for me. And the reason is, if I'm performing for someone, I don't want them to have to look at the cards for 1 second or 2 in order to simply discern what the card is that they're looking at. This deck would be hopeless, virtually hopeless, in a semi-dark environment. Not that you perform in a very dark environment, but with this deck, if you don't have good lighting, you might as well not even perform with it. Plus, when you do a fan like this, look, there's no character, there's no interest, there's nothing that jumps out. Anybody is going to have to take a really good, close look at a card in order to discern what it is. Now, I've got a light shining down right on it. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's no character. Nothing jumps out at you. I really wish they had done red corner pips as they had done, see here on the 4. We got the beautiful red and the interior pips, but the corner pips are gold. Now, they're not just gold. If they had been gold, as you see on this 6, then things might have been okay, but they're not. On the pip here, you can see that they're very bright, easy to see. On the corners, not so much. And again, I don't want to have anybody that I'm performing for have to squint their eyes or look for more than a second or 2 in order to simply discern what card they may be looking at. The cards, in all other respects, are very nice. They fan well, they faro well, they do everything you would want them to do. I don't know if you can see this. Alisaint, another excellent reviewer here on YouTube, brought this to my attention on one of his videos, that when you look at one of the corners, it seems like it's been chopped a little, well, without too much care. Not a huge deal. The other corners are relatively smooth, but if you're going to pay, $50 to $100 for a deck of cards, you'd like all the corners to be smooth. So, again, those are my feelings for the Gold Arcane deck. And now, moving on to what I think is the pick of the litter, the Bicycle New Fan Back playing cards. This is a new color twist on a very old design, but a design that's not perhaps very well known. It says on the side here, a Kenneth Zock production. Air cushion finish, made in USA, Erlanger, Kentucky. And here is the back design. Again, I think this is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous back design. The fan back design, I think, has always been very beautiful, always very interesting, but what you have now, instead of the red and the blue, is the printing on the black and white. And once again, let me just show you. You may not react to it quite as strongly as I do, but again, I think this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful card back. Another thing that I noticed is that if you spread them, well, if you look at the cards individually, many times when you get a plain bicycle deck, for example, the dragon backs are notorious for this. The edges will not be even. The printing of the design of the card back won't be even. It will be higher or lower or off to one side. On these cards, they are all even. Again, you may only care about that if you're very picky. It doesn't bother me so much, but if I'm going to pay $8 to $12, and I think I paid $9.95 for this deck, if I'm going to pay that much for a deck of cards, I doggone well want to have even edges. Again, and as opposed to the Dragonback, you've got the bright red pip design here, or pip color here, as per standard bicycle backs. But again, lovely, lovely, lovely deck of cards. And let me show you also, they provide you with a white and black double backer, where most of us are used to seeing red and blue double backers, or just red, red, or blue, blue double backers. But again, they give you this, and I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful in the black. I think it's also beautiful in the white. Now, you can also get one of these decks in white. However, you're going to have to pay, again, probably $80 to $100 in order to get a white version of this design. Apparently, they are much rarer. Again, beautiful deck of cards. They behave, you know, just as you would want a deck of bicycle cards to behave. Oh, one of the other gaff cards, let me spread them. The jokers are standard. You get 2 jokers plus the black and white double backer, but you also get a 0 of hearts gaff card, which if you're doing a magic routine and wanting to show how many thousands of dollars they'll be getting by turning over the next card, you can turn over this card, showing that they'll get nothing. But lots of ideas. That's just a little cheesy idea, but lots of ideas you can glean from a card like this. And again, I like the imagination. I like that there's something different. And you know, when they do that, when card producers do that, I think we all win. So I'm going to give the Dragonback cards 7.5 out of 10. Again, mainly for the lovely, lovely back design. They're a good standard deck of cards. I'm going to give the Gold Arcane deck a 5.5 out of 10. You know, I just cannot get over the corner pips, how faded they are, how difficult they are to see. It hurts the deck as far as character, and not, of course, visibility, but you know, when you spread or fan a deck of cards, you know, if you're going to have a fashion deck like this, you want something to be noticed about it. You don't want the first impression to be negative, and I'm afraid that that's what's happened here. On the plus side, they've got the beautiful, beautiful back design with the black and gold, but again, it's hurt by the corner pip design. By the way, on the Dragonbacks, you've got, you know, 4 colors. You've got white, black, or 5 actually, white, black, red, and then you've got greenish highlights and then gold highlights. Again, lots of color there. Again, very, very beautiful. And then for the Kenneth Zock Bicycle Fanback cards, I'm going to give these an 8 out of 10. I just think they're lovely. I can just sit and look at them and admire them like a work of art. But that's the deck review for this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get something out of it, and we'll see you next time.